Those who are inspired by Rebbetzin Emeritus, Sheila Shapiro says, the Makabat Mishlomi Sachar, Gail and Leslie Kaplan, in memory of their parents, Mushka Shprinz Bad Yosef Chaim Vachava, Hanan ben Moshe Eliezer Vachana, Pesha Bat Shmuel Yitzchak Halevi V'tzipora, Sven Yom Moshe Cohen Vachana, Rexford Friends of Gladys Sherman, Gutta Bad Meir, Michael Klein and Friends of Judah Klein, Yehuda Tzvi ben Chaim, Marsha Brana, in memory of her husband, Rav Yerachmiel ben Shmuel, friends and family of Arthur Ritholtz, Mordechai Yudel ben Baruch Leib HaKohen, friends and family of Sigi Bessler, Shalom Shraga ben Dov, friends of Marvin Weinstein, Mordechai Ozer ben Yisrael Aharon, Sarah Alpert, in memory of her husband, Rav Tzvi Lipa ben Hillel, Rexford friends of Maddie Friedman, Mindel Miriam bat Kalman Ruvain, A Month of Learning by Susan and Ruvain Podolsky, in memory of her father, Simcha Bunam ben Yeshua, Susan and Ruvain Podolsky, in memory of her mother, Chaya bat Avram Dov, Michael and Judith Koretsky, in memory of his mother, Rachel bat Abraham, Jack Gilman, in memory of his brothers, Zev Yosef ben Yitzchak, Aaron and Melvin Haller, in memory of her father, Yosef Eliezer ben Tzvi, Barbara Stern, in memory of her brother, Yisrael Avram ben Mordechai, Sonia and Bernie Krutz, in memory of their dear friend, Honey Heifetz. She touched so many lives in the best way. A Week of Learning by Sharon and Michael Glass, in memory of her mother, Chaya bat Avram Baruch, Charlie Gelfenstein, in memory of her sister, Sarah bat Meir, Judy and Marty Engel, in memory of her brother, Shmuel David ben Chaim Yosef. Okay. Today is the 19th. There are no individual days of learning for today. When the bottom of pay on the day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines to the bottom. 6 lines to the bottom, the full chummy. Now, yesterday we basically explained that a problem, a contractor, we just gave a lot to you, but by the end we ended up, the problem contractor is really, even according to a mayor who holds that a sofer, a renter, is like a shomatino, but over here, we said the other way also, but we have a shomatino, we said over here, listen, he gets paid, he's getting paid with the benefit. We're getting, not just does he make money by using it, but he gets paid extra. The fact that he has the object, the garment, let's say, that he's a tailor, as a collateral, so he has a way to not have, he has a way to have leverage to collect his money, so that's a payment, and therefore he could still be, he's still obligated to what as a shomer suffer. He's like, it's like he gets paid. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. So he said, so he's a shomer suffer. Until the end. Now, we're going to see in a minute. Well, now we're going to deal with the end product. And what's the problem with the end? When is the end of a higher level of watchmanship stop automatically according to the contract, or does it have to be a notification? I want to say, listen, I'm no longer assuming the higher level of guardianship. Is it automatic, or do I have to say so? So he said, we learned in the mission of all those who said, Tola Shafal, the second that the contractor said, here, come take your suit, okay, and bring the money, okay, the Shematinam, he now goes down. Instead of being a paid watchman, he's like an unpaid watchman. He's not responsible anymore for theft and loss. Okay, so it's not awesome. Now we learn in the Mishnah coming up later. Okay, Amarla, show a guy's moving an animal to his friend. And the shoel says to the borrower says to the lender, Shalach, okay, he says, send it to me. Send it with your servant. And the owner sent it with his servant, to Mason, a guy along the way. The borrower is already obligated. Why? Because since he told him to send it, okay, so he's already assumed the responsibility, right, of a borrower. And the same thing applies in the reverse case. When the borrower is sending it back, so long as the borrower sends it back with his own, he on his volition sends it back, okay, with his servant, okay, with his servant or with his proxy, and he didn't tell, and the owners didn't say send it. So since from the volition of the borrower, it's still if it dies along the way, also the can be filed. So you see what? So that's he's responsible. Amraf and Bar Papa, so Raf and Bar Papa, Amraf Tista, he said the following. Loshanu, he said, when we said that if the borrower sends it back, that he's obligated also. That's only if he sends it before the term of the borrowing is over. Let's say the borrowing was 30 days, he sent it on the 29th day, on the 28th day. He's still responsible. But once the 30 days are up, once the 30 days, let's say, are up,
even if he sent it back, okay, and it dies, Pucker, he's exempt. So he's showing, what's he telling you? He's telling you, he's showing you that automatically at the end of the term of the contract, the level of responsibility automatically descends. Moasi, Ramaphapa says to Rapamapapa, he says, what are you talking about? He says, didn't we learn in our Mishnah? How can you tell me that Mishnah is only making the borrower responsible after, during the term of loan, but afterwards he's not responsible? But afterwards, he's not responsible. Since you're in the Kulin Shom, everybody says, well, come take your suit that I made for you and bring the money and give me the money. Then he descends from what a paid watchman to an unpaid watchman. Oh, what's the implication? For Martin, if he really just told him, listen, I'm done, the Shomasakri remains what he remains in the higher level. You see that you can't automatically go from the higher level to lower level at the end of the term. This is Marty, but he still remains what? The implication of the issue is that what? Even at the end of the term, we told him it's finished. So long as until he notified, said, listen, I am not taking responsibility anymore. Come get your thing. You see not. So how can you tell me what that as long as that the second that the 30-day borrowing is up in the later vision, if he sends it back, he's no longer responsible? It's not true. You have to make it clear that he has to do more than just finish the term. He has to say, I'm not in effect, I'm not responsible. No, I said that. Don't make that into it. I told you, inference is a dicey game. Don't say what when he said when he said come take the thing, come bring the money, come take your thing. That's when he goes down. But if he said I'm finished, he doesn't go down. No. Harvey Moss, he says, well, you're making a mistake. The inference is not that if he says come take it and not when he says what I finished. No. Harvey Moss, here's the difference. What order did he say it? Did he say take your thing and bring the money, or did he say bring the money and take the thing? You have to see. I'll tell you a quick story. I had a weird case. Somebody sent me a wedding from America to Israel. Okay, it was a little strange. It was a little strange. I was doing a favor to the rabbi in America. To get there, it's an interesting point. It's an Ashkenazic guy, an innocent guy, and a Sephardic girl. I don't know if you know about this. In many Sephardic communities, they write very, very large pursuits, like $1 million. It's covered. Yes, it's a big covered for the family. You don't write down 200. He wants their daughter $1 million, $2 million. No, they get to Israel. Of course, I'm just doing a favor for a guy in America. And see it. And all of a sudden, the fussy calls me up. He says, "Listen, my college says that I have to write a ksuba for $1 million. Why? Because if I don't, her father is a very strict Sephardic. And if he don't do it, he's gonna wreck the wedding. He'll ruin the whole wedding." And he says he can't show up. So I heard the problem. So the truth is, you should know. And by the Ashkenaz, the Ramah really says that every college should get the same ksuba. You shouldn't do it. What do you do if you want to write $1 million? You write it privately. You write it separate. A separate paper. And the public paper, every girl, nobody should be embarrassed. Every girl should have the same. Every girl should get the same ksuba. But if you want to write an expensive ksuba, so write it privately between you and the girl. It's fine. No problem. You won't embarrass anybody. So I had an easy idea. So I said, okay, no problem. I said, look, no problem. I say your father's very nervous. I assume that he's going to get married. You don't want to please the father. Here's what we'll do. I'll write the ksuba for $1 million, like you said, but I'll write a separate paper between you and your husband that you canceled the $1 million and you're back down to the regular ksuba. No problem like that. I'll write a private paper reducing it. She says, "No, my father's going to find out. He'll ruin the wedding."
She wants the money.
Oh, so I'm thinking, what's going on? And finally, I realized it's not her father; it's the girl who wants $1 million.
She wants to make him.
She wants $1 million. So I'm trying to do a favor for this guy in America, and I got this. It's a nutty situation. So then I'm talking to the Fussin. The Fussin was a very innocent guy, but he was a bright guy. So he said, there's a bunch of different kinds of dollars. You have American dollars. You have Hong Kong dollars. And so Hong Kong dollars at that time was a fraction of an American dollar. He said, maybe we could just write dollars. You have to write $1 million. But he says, you have to write U.S. dollars. So the truth is, in Eretz Yisrael, usually when they wrote dollars, they used to write U.S. They used to write. I forgot that. They used to write in Eretz Yisrael. They wrote it in U.S. dollars. They used to write in U.S. dollars. They used to write dollars. So I figured this. Right? And I said, yeah, maybe we'll write dollars. And nobody will know. It comes to divorce. Okay, so we'll find it out in basic. So I spoke to Rabbi Binyamin. I have a tremendous son, tremendous son. Really, and he pulled me out of a million problems. The guy, outstanding problem, and tremendous politically when the government tried to put non-religious people in the conscious court, which is the end of conscious, he stood his ground. He was a very, very fine, a very moral and upstanding person. Incredible. Anyway, all my life, I was always getting about Rabbi Adler to pull me out of trouble, you know. So I'm talking to Rabbi Adler. He says to me, okay. He says, if it ever gets to basic, it's going to be a war. He says it's going to be a Muhammad. But he says you can do it. He says, okay. He says, yeah. So he just said that. So once I had his agreement, that's what I did. I didn't ask. I didn't ask. They didn't limit it. I don't want to know. I didn't call. I didn't call up to find out. I don't want to know. I was doing a favor for somebody in America. I didn't know the people. Anyway. Okay. So over here, what's the problem? So the problem is, listen. He says you're making a mistake. So here, you'll see why I told you the whole story now. The question is the emphasis. When a person says what, the person says, "Come get your thing and bring me the money," he's really saying, "Come get your thing." When he's saying what, bring me the money and come get the thing, what's the main message? Give me the money. He says, when right. So when is it, okay, he says, what's the inference? What we said in the Mishnah was when he said, come get your thing and bring the money, then he goes down from what? From a paid watchman to an unpaid watchman. Oh, the inference being almost, okay, I'll be most. It's all shachar, but he says, bring the money and take your thing, then he remains a paid watchman. Why? Because he is triggering the last payment that we said, which is what? That he's using the possession of the object as a way to secure payment. He's getting paid. Even at that point, even after the job is done, he's getting paid with the possession of the object. But if he actually just said I finished and he didn't make it contingent on the money, okay, that's going to be what? We said that's going to be what? That's going to be that he's not responsible anymore. It's over. It's automatic, just like we said in the Mishnah. The Mishnah says, "What? What's that? You really want to tell me that when he just says the deal's off, it's finished? He's an unpaid watchman." He said, "If that's true, this is beautiful, beautiful analysis." Why did you tell me what that all the contract usually say take your thing and bring the money to Shomatinam? He's now Shomatinam. He says, what? You can have even a bigger chiddush. You can tell me a bigger chiddush according to the market. Tell me all he has to do is say it's finished. He doesn't have to say come take it. Just he says it's finished. He's already Shomatinam. The kosher came to Shomatinam. So he said come take it. If he said I'm done, he's no longer responsible at the higher level. So if he says take it, he's notifying him. What? I don't want to be responsible. And he says no. He says, so why don't you know? The truth is what Tosha thought is real. Even if I knew that when the contract is over, it's automatically descend. So I would have thought, I would have thought that what? When he says take your thing, he's not even a Shomatinam. He came to tell me what? That even when he said when he said take it, he's not saying what I'm absolutely not responsible. He just means to say what? I'm no longer right. I'm no longer what? He says I'm not. He's just saying I'm not keeping it. He's letting him know I'm not keeping it as a leverage for payment, and therefore what? I'm no longer a paid watchman. I'm an unpaid. Now that was one whole way to look at it. Ikidami, there's a whole other way to tell the story. Okay, it's another version of the same story. Instead of Papa said Afanan Namitanina. Rachman Bar Papa came along to support what Rachman Bar Papa said. Rachman Bar Papa told us what? That as long as you're after the time of the contract in the loan of the cow, he automatically is no longer he no longer is responsible for accidents. Right? He says what? Now Rav Nachman Bar Papa, instead of arguing with him, he's coming to what? I want to support what you're saying. That we support it from the Mishnah. We learned in our Mishnah, as long as every contract said, well, take your thing and bring the money to Shomachina, he now goes down from the level of a pay watch. I'm paying my lot. What's the difference? Who I did, isn't it the same thing? It makes no difference whether he said take it or he just said I'm finished. Yeah, he says, isn't our Mishnah saying, once you're done, you go down. No, he says, no, we can't say no. It doesn't prove it. What? No, it's different. He has to say physically take it. What? He says take it, okay. If he just said I'm done, he remains in the higher level. Only when he says take your thing, that's when he goes down a level because he said, look, I'm out. Okay. Huna mar beramema kamedu avina. Okay, so he said what? One Masi said that he said that was actually what is actually a contradiction between the two Mishnayos, like we just said. One Mishnah says the second the contract's over. One Mishnah says you have to say the contract. I'm not responsible. Well, Mashneh, but he solves the contradiction because he says like it's not we learn. All the contractors will say take your thing and bring the money. Shomerachim, when the person reverts to what or lessons to unpaid watchmen who are dealing with marketing. And the truth is, there's no difference between that. And as long as he says, I'm done, once the contract is over, it's over. Okay, you have to know the difference is, remember, by borrowing, it's automatically over. By the garment, you don't know until the guy tells you it's over. You can't know it's over. But it's the same thing. The second it's over, I remember the Estakasha. How can you tell me what? It says, no, this is interesting the other way. Amar lo shoel, we learned, okay, later on, when the borrower borrows the cow and the borrower says, Shalachti, he said, you send it to me, Shlacha, and the owner sent it, Chai. The borrower is obligated on death. Like I said, his contract of borrowing already began. He told him to send it. But the same way, when the borrower is sending it back, if the owner didn't say send it and the borrower sent it back on his own, okay, what he is still responsible for accidents. Okay, so the Gemara understands what, but instead of like he said before, what that was that like we said in the Rafram that was after the contract. He says that was during the contract. This is even after the contract. So long as as long as he sent it on his own volition, he remains responsible. So you see what? That even though we know that the contract is over, the borrower remains responsible, and you have to what? Until you formally say I'm out, you're not out. Umashem answered those. So Papa came to say the difference. You make a mistake. The only reason why you have a contradiction between the Mishnayos is because you thought that the later Mishnah was what after the contract. No, the whole problem was only during the time of the contract. Afterwards, Potter his exam. Now this is just a little word from the sponsor. Different verses, same teaching, are extremely important. This is what happens sometimes. You have traditions that way. I used to write for Rabbi Goldberg a certain period of my life. I opened my mouth. I got in trouble, because I thought I had a better way of writing. So I opened my mouth. I got in trouble. How to do the job. So he liked it though. So one time, a certain shiur we taught. He loved the who was it? A certain sefer he loved. So he had a whole quote in the shiur, and when I actually went to the sefer, the argument was the exact opposite way. In other words, let's say this was the kasha, that was the theorist. The way he brought this is the problem, this was the solution, and the book was the other way. The solution was the problem was the solution. It happens a lot, by the way. It happens a lot in Tosfos. You'll see in Tosfos and Gittin, you'll see sometimes you have in our Tosfos, what's the problem in the Tosfos Harush is the teretz. And what the teretz, the rush is the kasha and atos. What? Because once you understand kasha teretz, the order doesn't even matter. There's two sides of an argument. Just in one place you decide this was the conclusion. One place you decide that kasha teretz proves nothing. It's just two arguments. So you can reverse them. It's the same in a learned mind. They're the same. It's the only question of your valid judgment. Which one you put at the end? You understand? It's like a positive, negative. It makes no difference. So I came back and I said, listen, when I actually went to the sefer, he said the argument was the opposite way. He said, it's okay. He said, leave it that way. That's the way it made sense to me in mind. He said, just write it that way. He didn't care. And I said, because but I want you to understand this. So over here, a lot of times the tradition, they knew the sign. They knew the two positions and the way to juggle them. You have three positions, but they knew the way to juggle them. So sometimes not about the same tradition of what was the final order of primacy, which was given the primacy and which was given made secondary. But no, the teaching was obviously there's a gigantic difference. What's the conclusion and what's not the conclusion? I don't mean to say there's no practical difference, but in the abstraction of the mind, there is no difference. You understand? Because they're all just ideas. You understand? It makes no difference. They were just a question of what was the value judgment. Ibailu, they asked this question. Okay, but we said what? We said when Rafam said in the name of Chisda that after the term of the borrowing, that even if the borrower sent it back in his own volition, he's exempt for accident. So you notice I said accident. So the Gemara says what? When he says he's exempt, Pater Mishor is exempt from the obligations of a borrower, but he's still obligated as an unpaid watch. Remember, that's why I was trying to be careful to watch out. Oh, Dilma, no. He's also probably. I'm sorry. Did he go that? Is he exempt from being a borrower, but he is a paid watchman, still obligated for theft and loss? Oh, no, he's not even a paid watchman, right? He's only like an unpaid watchman. He's only obligated for negligence. Our Maimer says Mistabra Patmashon. He says it makes sense that when Rafam said it, he's exempt from being a borrower, but he is still obligated like a paid watchman on theft and loss. Why? Hold the man. Why is that? Because since he does get benefit, means what we say that anybody who got benefit always still wants to give benefit. That's rabbinic, by the way. It's a rabbinic takana. Okay, anybody who gets benefit wants to continue to give some benefit. So even though in theory it should disappear completely, but since he benefited, he also wants to give benefit. So okay, you don't want to give him some benefit. He's going to take responsibility for theft and loss, but at least they take responsibility. It's not going to get damaged by negligence. That anybody who got benefit is a mensch, so to speak, and wants to give benefit back. We learned like a Maimer that it makes sense that he is still responsible as a paid watchman, because we learned the following. We learned what happened was the guys who want to marry a girl, so they want to send gifts to the girl, really, to the house of the father, to ingratiate himself. Well, the cat can't embrace it. So the guy, the chassan, he buys utensils from the craftsman. The shagul based on he wants to send it to his father-in-law's house. He wants to ingratiate himself with the girl. But the chassan says to him like this. He says, listen, if they accept my gift, he says, I'll pay you for it. I'll buy it. Being law, but if not, if they reject him, I'll still pay you for the benefit I got, that they knew at least that I wanted to give a gift. You understand?
A little bit of a rental.
Yeah, it's a value. No, the fact that I did still ingratiate myself with them, even if they didn't accept the gift. But see that I tried to bring it. Okay, Venensu, and now what happened was they were broken by accident. Okay, on the way there. If he's on the way there, fine. Then he has to pay. Why? Because there he's considered as if he bought him. Okay, because so long as he didn't agree, he didn't say he's going to bring him back. Right now he's a buyer, and therefore he's responsible. But if on the way back he's not going to keep him, partner that he's exempt. Why? If Neshu, who can also suffer? Why? So we said explicitly why? Because he's like a paid watchman. What's the pay? Okay, because the fact that we say he's a paid watchman in the sense because he got paid by the benefit of ingratiating himself at the house of the girl, even though they didn't accept it. He has to still pay. Okay, but since he got pleasure, he still gets a din of a shomer socha. Okay, and even though what the period of his obligation for onus is over. Okay, who was a buyer? Okay, and so certainly by a borrower the same thing. As long as he got some benefit. Even though the term is over, he still wants, since he got benefit, he wants to give benefit. There's some discrepancies here. I'm going to let it go as if it's okay. A certain guy sold a donkey to his friend. He says, listen, he says, I'm going to take this donkey to a certain place. If I can sell it there, he wants to make money. He wants to buy sorrow. He wants to flip the donkey. He says, if I go over there and I sell it, mutab, everything's fine. I'll pay for the donkey. But if not, I'll bring you the donkey back. Okay, he said, back. Also, so he went and he didn't sell it. Okay, and when he's coming back to give the donkey back, he didn't succeed in selling it. It was killed by accident. After the coming to Rav Nachman, so they came from Rav Nachman. Okay, what's the deal? Rav Nachman said, "What you have to?" He says, "You have to pay him. You have to pay him." I say, "So you have to kasha Rav Nachman." So Rav Nachman says, "Why are you making it pay him?" He says, "Nensu b'halif hafai." Didn't we learn what we learned in the very deal with the chassan? If they were damaged on the way there, when he didn't know yet if he was really there. He was obligated to pay because on the way back, when he knows he's not a buyer, partly is exempt. The nation because he descends to the level only as by courtesy, he descends to the level of what of a paid watchman. So why on the way back making responsible for accidents? At the best, even more rabbinic decrees only a paid watchman. Amalei, so he said to him, Chazar Dahai, he says, I'll tell you, because you're making a mistake. This person's coming back, it's really, his coming back is the equivalent of the going in the case of the Pasuk. My time, or what's the reason? Why is he coming back? He's coming back. Svaru, because it's common sense. Because here he's a merchant. If let's say he turned on the way back, Milo Zabna wouldn't he sell it? So right. So the term here, the whole point, the term of buyership. He said you made a mistake. You made an external comparison of going and coming. It's not true. He says here both the going and the coming are all they're all in this term of a buyer, right? I to sell. You look at any place you find a buyer till the last minute, you'll sell it. Okay, that's also very important. This is again a way. This is one of the things that separates the Gemara from the Greeks so much. The Greeks were really not good. They're really not good people. And they weren't just not good people morally and ethically. Their thinking was crooked. And what they did was they over emphasized their categorization. They thought that categories were real. We Jews know that that's not true. We know categories are just tools that we make up in our mind. We don't take them seriously. So the going, the coming. Use your brains, you idiot. It's not going and coming. It's the meaning of going and coming. So sometimes the coming is a going. You know, leave me alone. You know, use your head. I told you, when I was in high school, we had a guy, this was before nobody was getting out of Russia. Nobody. We had a guy came out of Russia. His name was Luke Kowarski. And the guy was a brilliant mathematician. Everybody knew it. Taught in all the big universities, but he taught in the yeshiva. Why? And we asked him, why is he teaching in the yeshiva? He said, because there wasn't a single year that he didn't get a national math championship from the yeshiva. There was always kids in the yeshiva. It was never, not one year, he said, they didn't get a national championship. So he got pleasure from teaching the kids in high school, even though he's the big professor, he loved teaching the kids in the high school. So he was one of these guys, I told you, he has the board filled with, the whole board is filled from beginning to end with formulas and olives and all these, I don't know what he's talking about, and there's always one kid that says, wait, excuse me, Mr. Kowarski, isn't 3 and 1 4? He said, not 3 and 1 is, he says, okay, I make a mistake. Boy, leave me alone. Some teach you a theory here. Is that the point? You have to fix it. What's the big deal? Anyway, you have to use your head. It's not going and coming. You have to have the significance of the going and the significance of the coming. That's Jewish thinking. We don't get fooled by categories. We always remember what the principles is everything. That's how you learn. Okay, now we're gonna now we get to very interesting stuff, which is that how is mutual watchmanship can turn into what? Can turn into paid watchmanship. Exactly. Shmarli, like I said, you watch my thing, I'll watch your thing. So what? They're both automatically paid watchmen, and they're responsible for theft and loss. Why? Just do me a favor. Because if I said do me a favor, or you said do me a favor, but if I said I'll do you a favor, you do me a favor, I'm not doing you a favor. You understand? I'm really paying. It looks friendly. It's not so friendly. If a guy says I'll do you a favor, yeah. If it says I'll do you a favor, you do me a favor, he's not doing you a favor. This is business. I'll do you a favor, you do me a favor, it's business. That's not chesed. He says, so he said, why can it be? We have a problem now. We have a rule, we're going to see in a minute. By Shomrim, the way the Psukim are written, we learn that if the owner of the watched object is in the employ of the watcher, all of a sudden he's not responsible. Now we're going to see he's not responsible. So the watchman doesn't have responsibility. So he said, Mamai. He said, why are you telling me that they're paid watchmen? They're both responsible. Shmir Babalim, since each one is working for the other simultaneously when they're working for them. So then it's a shmira where the owner is in the employ of the watchman, and he shouldn't be responsible. We're going to read it as innocently now. Okay, that's the rule. Whenever the owner of the watched object is in the employ of the watchman's not responsible. Discuss. The Torah says that we'll see what will advance theory. Amar Papa, he says, no, he says, I'll tell you why. He made a mistake. You thought it was simultaneous. You watch my thing, and I'll watch your thing. You're right. Then they wouldn't be responsible because each one is employed the other. But Abbas says, you watch my thing today, and I'll watch your thing tomorrow, or the reverse. Even though, right, that they're both paid watchmen, but since it's not simultaneous, you have to be in the employ of the watchman when he's watching, not adjacent to. Okay, Tanra, but we learned Shmar Liba, Shmar Lacha. Guy says, you watch my thing, I'll watch your thing. Let me your thing, and I'll lend you my thing. Shmarli v'ashilcho. Watch my thing, and I'll lend you my thing. Hashileni, lend me your thing. Beshmalachan, I'll watch your thing. All again, they're all deals. They're all still deals. As long as it's a trade, all these people I want are paid watchmen. Any tit for tat I'll do for you, that's a business. Yes, getting benefits. It's a deal. It's a business deal. It looks friendly. It's not so friendly. It's a business deal. I buy mine. Why are they both responsible? Now, only in one case they ask him. What in the case of what? In the case of you watch for me and I'll watch for you. The other cases are not. In the case of you watch for me, lending, I said he's not his employee. But you watch me, I'll watch you. He says, listen, Shmir B'Valim. Again, it's watching. Each guardian has the owner, the reciprocal owner in their employee at the time of the watch. And Papa again the same answer. It's the case of what? It's not what he said. You watch my thing today, I'll watch your thing today. So I'll watch your thing today, you watch my thing tomorrow, or the reverse. So they're not in the employ of each other at the time of the guardianship. Hanorli, there are certain guys who either they were tent salesmen or fragrance sellers. All those also fragrance. They're tent sellers or fragrance sellers. The kol yoma ahavi apil chachamei. What we used to yeah. All those also fragrance, you know. Okay, but anyway, okay. So what? So he said what? So they had what they did was every day one guy would cook for everybody else. Okay, where there was a certain day, so he said to he said to one of the guys, here, you bake, you cook for us today. Amalus, he said to them, he says, not to the mine. He says, okay, he says, you watch my cake, okay, you guard my cake, and I will bake. Adaita, okay, until he came back from busy cooking, Pashuba, they were negligent with his cake, big move, and it was stolen. Okay, so you know, okay, so everybody, even the Shomer Chinim, is obligated on what? On theft if they were negligent. Okay, after they come to a papa, they came from a papa. Okay, Chavina. So papa said, listen, you have to pay the guy. You were negligent. The rabbi said, papa. They said, what do you mean? I'm Shiva Bond. But 1 second, they were negligent in the employ of the owner. What? Since they were negligent. Since what? Since he was working for them, he was their baker. So he was working for them when they were watching it. And we're going to hold here that across the boards, all watchmen are exempt when any owner is working for them. Since the owner of the cake was cooking for them that day, they should be exempt. Why they have to pay? He's embarrassed in front of the rabbis. He gave the wrong. The court said he gave the wrong decree, the wrong ruling. The Sofi Hashem protects the rabbis. The Sofi it turned out what the truth was. The Shaita Shochle and the Kashasi. At the moment when they made the deal, okay, and they said to him when he gave him the garment for them to watch, he wasn't in their employ. He was drinking beer. He hadn't started working yet. The whole rule of the person at the moment that the watchman takes possession of the watched object, at that moment the owner has to be in his employ. But the owner's not his employee at that time, right? It's not good. That guy was having a beer, okay, and therefore, therefore, it's not considered to be what if she were working. Therefore, what? Okay, because at the time that they became workers, that they became guardians, he wasn't a worker, and therefore, indeed, they are indeed obligated. Hashem protected. 1 second, that's very nice. Nice defense. That's very good according to the opinion who holds what? That Shia, even a Shomachinam, even for negligence, when the owner's employee, you're exempt. That's why he was originally embarrassed, even though in the end he wasn't. But I said, Amar, Chaya, if it have a kasha. But if you tell me what that no, that even when the owner's the employee for a negligence you have to pay, I might ask you, why was Papa embarrassed? In which case, and since the person who says the opinion that says that the person who says that there's no exemption for there's no exemption. There's no exemption for negligence, even when it's in his employ. And my answer, so it's a caution to the opinion because we assume that Papa understood what he was saying. Okay, who Yoma, he says, lovely day. He says, you make a mistake. The real answer is like this: you assume what that they asked him on the day that it was his turn. They told him to cook. Who Yoma, lovely day. It wasn't his day to cook. Romerlane, they said to him they said to him, okay, they said, yeah. He said, you should cook for us. Romali said to him, he agreed the coffee. He said, oh, okay. He says, so therefore he said, what? As pay for me cooking, you go and you pay in order to pay me because I shouldn't be cooking. You should guard my garment. And now what they were really what they were getting paid with his cooking what for guarding the garment. Hadaki gave him by the time until he came back, it was stolen. After the coming of Papa, the coming of Papa, Kivuni obligated them. Okay, why? And when they were born, the rabbi said to our Papa, they said to him, Hashmira, what do you mean? The guardians of the cloak were guarding whilst the cook was cooking was in their employ. If he was embarrassed, okay, the soap going milsa becomes the he shaita. So because what really what they were what he was because and it wasn't and they were what they were really paid watchmen. But it turned out still at the moment that they passed it over, he was drinking beer. So what? So he wasn't in their employ at the time that they became paid watchmen, and therefore what? Therefore, it was never considered to be what to be watching with the owner in their employ, and therefore therefore they were not exempt on theft and loss. Okay, because, yeah, not bad. It could be. Okay. On a betray. Okay, once there were two guys. Okay, that would come. Two guys were walking down the road together. One guy was. This part's irrelevant, but it's Gemara says it's part of the story. One guy was tall. Okay. So one was tall, one was short. The tall guy was riding a donkey. Okay. And the fact that he had a sheet. Okay, he had a sheet, a linen sheet. The gutza, okay, mitzvah sabra. The short guy, he was wearing a woolen scarf, okay? The short guy was walking and wearing a scarf. The tall guy was riding it, and he had a sheet on the donkey. No, he wasn't wearing it. You'll see, otherwise the guy wouldn't know. He wasn't wearing it necessarily, but he had it on the thing. Himati the Nahar, when they got to the river, so wool absorbs much more than flax does, so wool gets very heavy. So the Hara, Shakli Sabra, so the short guy was not a tall guy. He took it. He didn't want. It was going to be hard to the weight of the wool when it got in the wood is going to be very heavy. So he took his wool thing off. He put it on the donkey, which was taller than him, and so therefore what? It was taller than him. Okay, so it shouldn't get wet. The Shakli and he took the other guy's sheet, and he covered himself and the tall guy's sheet. Okay, now why? Okay, so he took that thing which was on the donkey, he took and put it around himself. So now the water washed away the sheet. After they come in the road, when they come upon a robber, to know chayve. So Rabbi said that the short guy has to pay. Okay, why? Because he's like any other borrower, he's obligated for an accidental loss. He has to pay. He borrowed it. The Rabbi said, the Rabbi mine. What do you mean? He borrowed it while the owner of the sheet was in his employ. Why? Because why? Because why? Because why is that? Because he was carrying his scarf. He has wool scarf. Okay. So Rabbi was very embarrassed. It turned out that he was right. Why Milsa came out to blow diving chocolate. Now, 1 second. He didn't take the guy's sheet as a borrower with permission. He took it with the tall guy's permission. He took it and he gave it back. Yeah. Yeah, and his woolen scarf he put on the donkey without permission. The donkey. He didn't. He took the flax without permission, and he put the wool on without permission, and therefore what? The guy's a thief. Okay, and therefore what? Okay, yeah, and it's so that's he's a thief. He has to pay no matter what. So in the end, he was right. No matter what, he has to pay. A certain guy granted a donkey to his friend. Amalei said to him, Chazi, I don't want you to go to the Narpakot. It's full of water. Stay away from the Narpakot. It's full of water. The Ikamai, it's full of water. I want you to go to Nerish. Okay, there's no water. So this guy didn't listen. I was walking Harpakot. He went to Harpakot. Okay, but Umischaman, the donkey died. Okay, but not because of the water. When he came back, he said the donkey died. He said, look, it's true. I broke the rule. I went to Narco, the meal like but there was no water there. So therefore, what? I didn't do anything wrong. He died by accident. Okay. He said, listen, no. The whole reason you told me not to do is because it's not going to get hurt. Amalei Rava. So Rava said to him, he says, Malashak. So Rava says, look, Malashak. He says, look, the guy's amigo. If he really wanted to lie, he could have said he went in the non-water way. The fact that he admitted that he went in the waterway and then told him no water, you have to believe him. Says he boy He says, why should he lie? If he wanted, he could have said on a the Narshas. He could have told him what he said. I went with no water. So what he said, we went the water way, and there was no water. We should leave him. Since if he was lying that there was no water, he might as well said what I didn't go the water way. But he said I went the water way, and there was no water. He should believe me. That's amigo. Since he had a better, if he had a lie, a better lie. But it's not such a dicey lie. I'm going to Abayas. Abayas said to Rabbi, he says, the Makam Edim, he says, you can't say, why should a guy lie when I have witnesses that he lied? He says, you're making a mistake. Everybody knows that what? He says, everybody knows that it's not true. Why is that? Because the harp code always has water. Anybody who says it doesn't have water, this is called like a non-saga. A non-saga. When an assumption is so strong that you can't deny it, it's as if you have witnesses. Everybody, get out of here. The harp code never dries up. It never doesn't have water. Yeah. It's Niagara Falls. No, you can't do it. It's impossible. And if we're what? So since he's making his claim against witnesses, even amigo is no good. If the claim that you have to believe is, so to speak, against the status quo of the equivalent to witnesses, you don't believe in him. Okay? Shmarli, now we said in the Mishnah, Shmarli Ramarlo, we learned in the Mishnah. The guy says, watch this thing for me. He said, listen, put it down in front of me. Shomachinam is a Shomachinam. I tell you why. Because either one or two reasons. When you say put it down in front of me, he's either saying it's as if I picked it up, or we say the 4 cubits of a person, the 4 months of a person, is it touched? It acquires them. Okay. Amra said what? Amar Hanach Lefanecha. But what about the other way? Let's say he says, guy says, watch it. He says, yeah, put it down in front of you. Okay? He's not a free watchman, and he's not a paid watchman. He's nothing. He said, listen. He says, like you say, listen. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Keep it. I'm not interested. We say, put it down in front of you. He's not accepting. Ibailu said, okay, now look. He told me, put it down in front of me. He accepted it. Put it down in front of you. Didn't accept it. He says, Hanach. What if he said just put it down, Stama, without any designation? What's the rule? So he said, Toshma, come, let's see. Let's make some inferences. And here, even though we're comparing a Mishnah to the words of an Amora, but we're assuming that the Amora knew the Mishnah so well that we can medayik on the words of the Amora as if it's the Mishnah itself. I already solved the problem before I said it. Toshma, we learned Shmarli, okay, well, Ma'alo, Anach, we learned in the Mishnah, he says, watch it. He says, look, put it in front of me. Shomachinam, he's an unpaid watchman. Astama, what's the inference? He just said, put it down. Lo klum, he's not obligated. I said, get out of here. On the contrary. We don't Rav Huna, since Rav Huna said, who we assume he knows is a tradition of the Mishnah. Since Rav Huna said, what? Only when he said, what? Put it down in front of you. When the guy says, yeah, put it in front of yourself, that's when he's not any kind of shomer, not a free and not a paid. Astama, the inference is what? But if he just said put it down, Shomachinam Avi is a Shomachinam. Left from Mishnah. So since from these two traditions, from the Mishnah itself and from the tradition of Rav Huna and the Mishnah, I can't come to any conclusion. So let's say it's a machlokas tanai when he says just put it down, whether he's accepting or he's not accepting. Since we learn what we learn the following: there's a certain guy who's a potter, or any person. A potter brought his stuff into somebody else's field, and the oxen, that person's private field, and the oxen in that field damaged it. Or a person brought his animal or his produce into somebody else's field, and that person's animal destroyed them. If the person brought their property into the field owner's field, into his courtyard with permission, the owner of the field is obligated. Now that's the opinion of the rabbis. They hold what? That by giving him permission, he's automatic. If I give you permission to come to my private courtyard, I'm automatically assuming if I give you permission, I'm saying I'll take care of your stuff. Rabbi says no. The pool in all these cases ain't a chayil. I'm sorry. Even if a guy gave you permission to take his stuff into his courtyard, he's not responsible for watching. Actually, a couple of balabais until he says, and I'll take care of it. Bring it in, and I will watch it. I mean now. So you see what? So you see it's a machlokas tanoim. One opinion is what? That if the guy says come in, he assumes responsibility. If he says put it down, he's responsible. One opinion says no, until he accepts responsibility, he's not responsible. I said, get out of here. Who told you that argument has anything to do with our case? It's not no connection. Dilma, what? I can't come up on the rabbis over there who you thought said what? The second you say any kind of a positive thing, you accept the responsibility. Hartam, it's only over there. The boss of the get out of here. A courtyard is by definition a watcher. When you say come out, a courtyard watching thing, The second you say, come into my courtyard, you're saying, come into my watch place. Yeah, the courtyard. Right, the aisle. So when he says come in, it's implicitly saying come in to watch. Come into my watch space. Kamerle. So there the rabbis saying, when that's when the rabbis say, even without specifying that he'll take it, he's responsible. Here, he's in the marketplace, said, here, put it down. That's not a watch place. There's no implicit except for watching. When he says put it down, he says, well, yeah, put it down. You sit down and watch it yourself, Kamerle. He said, yeah, smart. Like, go watch it yourself. Inami, or turn it to the other way. You want to tell me who holds what? But you always have to say it. No. I come Rebbe, pardon me. When did Rebbe say over there that it's no watching until he accepts responsibility? Ella b'chatzera, where it's his courtyard, because the guy has no permission to come in without asking him. So you can't. He wasn't allowed to come in without asking him. When he gave him permission, liyula, he gave me what he asked, permission to come in. Even us, but your permission to come in, but watch it yourself. Contract was nothing more than the prohibition from going in, not acceptance of obligation. I'm removing your prohibition for coming in, not taking responsibility. Come, okay. Do not come. He said, come and watch. Yeah, come in, please. Bakasha, watch it yourself. So that's when Rebbe held until he accepts responsibility. Why? Because the language they use is nothing more than removing the negative from the comer inner, but not adding any positive from the owner of the courtyard. But here, what he